I feel good today. I don't know if I'm going to post this video, but I'm sure going to record my silliness just because I feel like it. It's one of them days. You know, I be thinking of all kind of things. And I'm like, I need to have the camera on when I'm thinking these things and talking. And I be coming up with some good stuff. But I don't record it like I should. Now I'm looking for my lipstick. And it's not where I keep it. So it fell or did something. That's not right. Oh, well, I can't look for it now because I have my stuff. Now this, I am just like bewildered. Where is it? My son being here. But that doesn't go far back, so it shouldn't have been far back. Yeah, this is probably one of them videos I won't upload. But I'm going to record me just because I feel good. Because when I woke up, the spirit wanted me to feel down, and I refused to. So he made me burn my hand. I was trying to go out the door, and I only got one working arm, really. The other one is, she doing her thing. She getting it back together. She just can't live the way she should. And after I had the stroke, I kept telling them my arm and neck hurt. My arm and my neck hurt. My arm and my neck. Oh, it'll da-da-da-da-da. You just gotta da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da. And then finally, it went to not working. I was still having another stroke. That's why it was hurting. Now it don't hurt no more, and it don't work no more. So I'm getting it to lift. It only goes, my range of motion is hard when I try to lift it, and I have to lean forward to make it do something. I can't get my visor and stuff like that. I have to use the other arm for everything. So long story short, I'm trying to come out the store with a cup of hot water to make some coffee. And the hot water spills on me because I'm using that arm to open the door as well as I'm holding my cup. All over my hand. So I get to my vehicle. I put my hand in a cup of ice water that I had sitting there about 3-4 times. And that made it feel better because I know I burnt it bad. But as you see here, it's okay. Burns a little, and I do mean just a little, like reminding me of what happened. But it don't hurt no more. And that's when you raise your frequency so high, it can't touch you. They be trying. And I feel the frequencies of the witchcraft. But when you vibing high, sometimes you ain't got to look at it and let the devil know. You got to put on your game face. You can be full of joy inside. And that's just my life. A lot of things happen to me in my body, but I still move and press on. My knee been out now for 3-4 days. It won't bend right. I'm still walking. You'll never know it. And that's my life. If I've always been this way, and maybe because my grandmother and them, you ain't got nothing but a back. You ain't got a back. You got gristle. Get up and do it. I was always told I had to do it. I had to get something done. I couldn't say I don't feel well. I had to do it. So that over time taught me to just keep going. And then having kids who was going to do it, I had to do it. And I realized there's some things that are in me that are very unique. Like a part of me, if I always pack my kids' diaper bag, I always had to, when I got back home, instantly unpack it and repack it for emergency. Something always made me unpack it or repack it to be ready to go if we gotta go, when we're leaving the next time. It was always ready. If I'm calling for a ride because I didn't have a car to go to the grocery store, my diaper bag is already packed. If Ride say, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm ready. My kids dressed. I kept them clean. They bathe twice a day, morning and at night. Or after they bathed at night and I let them play for a while in the morning, then I bring them back in around noon and give them another bath or so and change their clothes. I remember the young girls always telling me, you keep your kids so clean, and I'm thinking that's normal, but they had kids and they weren't doing that. And I noticed whenever I went around my grandparents and aunts and stuff, they would always say, your kid's so clean, your kid's so clean. And I just thought that's weird for them to say that. But I just did it. I had to do it. And so when I get home from the grocery store, I don't feel comfortable just sitting there. I could be dog tired. I got to unpack them bags. But now that I've gotten up in age, sometimes I can't just unpack them bags. I got to sit. But that be kind of making me feel anxious because I know I need to hurry up and unpack them bags. That's something that's always been in me, and I had to do it. And I look at it now as it looked like it was hard back in the day. You got to do it. They made you do it. But it was for my benefit. What the devil tried to destroy me with, it turned around to be good for my benefit because I am a strong individual. Had it not been what these devils threw at me would have taken me over and under. Okay? Because I have been poisoned. I have been stalked. I have been lied on. I have, you name it. It's been done to me. But I'm still here. I'm breathing. Still breathing. Know who you are. Know whose you are. I crossed over a couple of times. And I saw the light. And it was golden white. And I knew who I was with. And it was the light. And then the stars turned to people. I knew. And then certain people were riding on clouds. I seen them. Before my son left, his grandfather walked through my door. And I was having an open vision, just looking out my window, but on a different frequency of peace. That his grandfather came through my door, dug down because my door was shorter than him, with his rainbow suspenders on, white t-shirt and jeans like he used to always wear. Suspenders, jeans, and a t-shirt if he wasn't dressed up for church or wearing his button up or doing something, because he always dressed nice. And I seen him and I told his wife, but it's like in one ear and out the other, because we have these gifts. So when people are trying to suppress your gifts and they don't understand your gifts and comprehend your gifts, I feel really sorry for them because they won't level up to their highest potential. They won't go, even when they cross over, they won't go where you're going. You're going to go much higher because you can receive it. You understand it, understand it, overstand it. They still understand it. So with these levels, new devils. But at the same time, you can get so high, can't touch this. You can scratch me, but I'll heal. Just like the being that they seen, and they're reporting they were 7 foot, and people shot at one of them. They took on the bullets, and then they went up and disappeared. Yeah, you wounded them, but it ain't touch them. It's nothing. People have to understand. And these dastardly deeds, they are going to pay. My God told me they were going to be fossilized. The way we had fossils back in the day. These people are going to be conscious in the ground, hell, lower vibration, heaven, higher vibration. They're going to be in the ground and we're going to be walking on them. They're going to be conscious. Just like when the world flashed the ice age and then froze all the dinosaurs or this or that. And you can see in some that they've seen unthaw flowers in their mouth and stuff still in form and their body intact. This is what the Spirit showed me. They're going to be fossilized, but they're going to have a conscience of being fossilized and knowing we're walking on them. And they're going to know everything they've done. And hell, as they say, run from them. They're going to know, and it ain't going to be nothing they can do about it, baby. And I'm telling you what I know, because I've crossed over. I got this white hair when I was a little kid. 30 years old, my hair was white. I kept covering it. These are my gifts. Wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience. I've experienced so many things. And in life, I've said in church and heard everybody's testimony. I say, wow, I've been through that. It's Friday night testimony. I've been through that. I've been through that. The only thing I hadn't been through was losing a kid, I thought. I hadn't been poisoned yet. I hadn't lost my kid until now. So, I've experienced so much that them devils threw at me. Vision blurred, all the problems I got, I'm still standing. When my time comes, when my clock stops ticking, it won't be because they took me. It'll be because my time was up. They ain't got that power. They don't have the power to do it. You can give them the power. You can surrender it to them. You got to watch these gospel songs. I love gospel music, but I ain't into giving up my power, because Jesus said that we do greater works than these. He said they would have the knowledge but deny the power thereof. And they are still denying the power thereof. They're reading the Bible, going to church, getting obese on the word every day. Every day, just fat pigs. But ain't going out applying it. It should be nan homeless person out in these streets, and you living in your house. You can take one in. You can help one. You got a fat bank account, but you won't put them in a place. You ain't going up. Your frequency, even if it vibrate to a higher dimension and you ain't one that's fit for soil, the lower frequency, even if you get a little bit, you're going to be watching us big gods and wishing you was one for eternity. And the reason we had to go through this, be tried like pure gold, because we going to be judging. And my balance, I'm very balanced. I understand this ant want to live. I understand how this animal may feel, and I feel this way. How would I like this? I'm very balanced. So I'm pointing out this happened because of this and this because of that. I got this happen to me because of this. I've had the dark night of the soul, baby. Plenty of times, at least 4 that I can count. I've started over numerous times. So people plotting to steal my stuff and, oh, they gonna take. Blink, blink, blink. I've done that so many times. I don't even care what I have. You understand that? Because I'm greater than all of that. Those are material things. And they are going to go just like the fire in Maui. They're going to go. And you spending all your dollars on getting it. And you putting all your energy into it and all your love. Been there, done that. Liking things and not thinking I'm better. But, just putting things together and thinking, look at my this and look at my that. Cheap stuff I bought made it look like it was, And then when I bought expensive stuff and bragged on it, they wasn't happy. Because you wasn't supposed to have it. You wasn't good enough to have it. How can you afford that? So, looking at how people are, you better wisen up real quick. And separate yourself from them evildoers. Separate yourself from people who don't want to go high enough in believing in what you want to do and things like that. And you ain't got to tell everybody what you want to do. But if people are just pretending and not on your team, pay attention to the energy. They can smile in your face. They can tell you they with you. But how does it feel? Something in you nagging, telling you, smiling faces. Why you keep hearing that smiling faces? Because the ancestors telling you, smiling faces tell lies. But after my son's grandfather came through my door, my son was gone about a month or 2 later. I forgot when he came through my door and when it happened because I left and I was on the road. But he came and let me know he was coming for his grandson. My son is gone. My son was murdered. And ain't nobody gonna make me believe differently. Nobody. No coroner doing an autopsy because they paid off. Nobody. Because when you get mafia and people involved in gangs, they can buy shit. Like autopsy reports. My son was given phenol or something that took him out. And they tried giving it to me when I get marijuana a couple times. One time my eyes rolled all up in my head. I was about to go. I took a deep breath, kept taking my deep breath, doing my breathing exercises and meditating and closed my eyes. And I felt real sleepy. Then I said, I got to go from this spot. I heard the spirit tell me, like, I got to go from this spot. The energy was go. And I left. How I drove and got there, I knew I was very weak, very disoriented, but enough to see the road and where I was going. And I got across the street, down the road to the other parking lot where there was light at Walmart. Because if I would have stayed there in the dark, ain't no telling what they would have came to do. We're dealing with some sick demons. What do you say? The higher up you go, the bigger the demon. We dealing with some sick demons. I had no idea I could be on my sick bed for years and then step into this shit. And somebody talking, you called the police. I've never called the police on the TK, CK, whatever his name. Don't know him. Seen him one time in my life from a friend. And then when the girl told me she called on him, I'm thinking, I told her, why you do that? She told me, you don't know what he done. He done something to a woman or something. I don't know, but at that time, I'm blowing one back. I'm getting a divorce, and I just broke up with another man that I had failed for. He was supposedly going through a divorce, and so was I. I went through with mine, he didn't. So I'm just wrapped in my mind right now, thinking what I'm doing, and I'm halfway hearing her, and I went to bed. Didn't think nothing else about that conversation. Or I would have told the other friend, hey, she called the police on your friend. What's going on? Can you tell me what happened? I ain't thought nothing no more about it till somebody mentioned it to me. How many years it's been? About, my son, 30, 18 years maybe? I ain't thought no more about that shit. Because I didn't do it. I ain't never called Crime Stoppers. This was her job. She used to call on her cousin's drug dealing boyfriends, so she would get off whenever she do stuff. She was an informant or get the money or whatever. I never did it. She faked a police report saying she was raped and she was out smoking crack. She was not raped. This is the demon we're dealing with. So now I'm dealing with some crap that I ain't had nothing to do with. But I must have been strong enough to deal with it, or he wouldn't have took me through it. But for those who took me through it, I can't ask for him to have mercy on your soul. Because really, I don't want him to have mercy on your soul. I want him to give you exactly what he got for you, exactly the energy you put out. Normally, we receive what we put out. I ain't putting no bad energy out like that. I had an opinion and I had a right to say everything I said about my ex-employees. I had a right to speak about what had happened to me. My business. It ain't like I'm talking about somebody that I don't know. So they all want to gang up. Well, why they want to gang up? Because you strong. You powerful. You ain't weak. So they want to gang up. Gang, gang. Lower vibrating entities like to gang up. They don't have the power. They gang up. Gang, gang. Even my own kids, as I say it in the Bible, I used to tell people my life resembles the Bible. We got Joseph, whom, when he told his gifts, his brothers, when he told the dream, didn't like that, gave him a cloak. His brothers, jealous, sold him into slavery after they put him into the well, and went home and told daddy he got eaten by a lion. Years later, he ended up saving the family when they go through a famine. He was the one who had saved the family when they went miles out to another city trying to find food. He was the one that they end up, and they didn't even recognize him. He was different. I'm different than what I used to be. Because I'm leveled up. I'm powerful. And I'm anointed. And I'm called. And I'm loved by the Most High God. He told me, just like you hear from your God, I heard my God tell me, my word I hid in you. And I went to sleep and couldn't remember the Bible no more. But I was a Bible thumper. I could tell you da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da. He took it from me. Then he put in me what it really meant, and to stick to the red letters and how we perceive things. And he showed me there's other books that predated the Bible, and the Bible has been plagiarized by these books. You read those stories about the flood in those other books. You read about Adam and Eve, but their names was different. These other stories, they changed the name, they changed the stories, they took this, they took that. And when was this written? Thousands of years before this book was written? Nah, come on. Your finite mind can't put two and two together. That has been rewritten by man to control you, to tell you you got to do this way and go by this standard. But everybody else who ain't living that standard got the houses, the boats, the mansions, the money, because they know the truth. And they sold the people a lie to keep them in captivity. And we ate it. We ate it. We have got to understand there's truth and lies in everything. And you got to do the work in finding out what is truth and what is a lie. And when you compare those other stories and you see this, you realize you are power, just as Jesus said. You realize when he said he wished you do greater works than these, that's true. You realize he did exist. His blood still cries out and got living organisms in it. When they found his blood and tested it on the shroud, it still had living organisms. Ain't nobody else's blood after thousands of years still gonna have living organisms in it. Your blood gonna die. But his blood cried out. And this is why he kept to himself. And he had nothing to do with the people. Because he knew what was in them. So when you want me to come to your storehouse and y'all got your hands raised, why do you raise your hands? Tell me what that means. Because all y'all love raising your hands. And you need to put them down. Because they dirty. They filthy. As filthy rags. Put them down, baby. Put them down. Because you ain't reading the truth. You don't know the truth. And you still living a lie. So put your hands down. You surrendering to the wrong God. Woo! I said it. Woo! They gonna lynch you. Woo! They gonna hang you from a tree. Woo! Thousands of people know this truth. Millions of people know this truth. Sorry, I misspoke, as I do a lot of now with this stroke. Millions of people know the truth. When you get a hold to somebody who's went to all the countries, read all the books, and things like that to confirm what you knew, because I was crying out, Father, why? I'm doing this right. I'm not fornicating no more. I'm doing this, and it's been 7 years, and all this is still happening. Why? I'm righteous. I don't lie. I don't steal. Why? He had to show me. You still filthy rags, even in your best hour. But I give you power to triumph over demons. The Bible says serpents, demons. They won't take you out. You're greater than them. You're powerful. You're relentless. You're great. You have tenacious spirit. When you understand and overstand who you are, then you understand it is the devil's job to try to make you give it back. I don't want this. I'm crying out. I got these spiritual gifts of a prophet. They calling me a prophet in the church. Oh, prophet, prophesy to me. Oh, you got something for me? You can tell me. I'm walking up to people, talking to her. She telling me about her relationship, and I say, maybe God is saying, Crystal. She said, how you know my name? I didn't know that was her name, but that's how the spirit works. Give no thought for what you will say, for it is the spirit that gives utterance, and that's how it works. It ain't that you just sitting up knowing everybody's business. The spirit knows it, and the spirit will tell it. So I'm sitting at the table after I had sold all my stuff to the church. As I say sold, I gave it away. The Bible says forget about those donkeys you sold 3 days ago. I had gave away all my clothes and stuff. I used to sell clothes out of my car. Bags, purses, watches, colored contacts. I used to do it all. Go from one city to another. Making a lot of money every day when I did it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or some Thursdays I didn't unless it was a holiday or something. But Friday and Saturday, I definitely did it. And occasionally a Sunday. Well, next thing I know, that same young lady walks up to me in the church and say, I need $150 because I'm trying to start another business. Well, another business, because I had a business, Gin Bags, and it was incorporated. I incorporated that business. So now I'm going to start this business, and it's a dog group home. But I need to get some paperwork or something done. I can't remember exactly what it was. But at that moment, I needed $150. She walked up to me and said, God told her to get this to me. It was a check for $150. That's how my life works. So when people are saying, you work with Satan, and you must not be. You must not be. Because I know who I am. And if you are an opposing energy, that sets us apart. Because I know who I am. I know I have good intentions. I know I have love and it abounds. I know. Not I hope. Not I believe. I know that I know. And if you can't take my troops coming out of my mouth, whipping your behind with my tongue, blink, 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 because you don't want the truth, and the truth hurts. Nobody wants you to shed the life on the truth. Keep it silent. Keep it in its power. You take the power away, when you bring light to it. You take the power away when you tell them demons what the truth is. They can't take it. They can't take it. So speak your truth. Live your truth. So I'm crying out to God. I'm doing this right. I've done this right. Why ain't I? You still got me in this house. I got out the sick bed now. I'm up and I'm moving, but I'm still stuck in the house. Why, God? Why, God? Why, God? Why have you forsaken me? And I'm crying out and I'm crying out and I'm going to my prayer room and there ain't no furniture in there and there's hardwood floors. So it's echoing and probably all the neighbors in the neighborhood hear me screaming. But I'm crying out in the wee hours of the night. And then I'm going in there every night at a certain time. And then it's like I don't want to go to sleep at midnight. Or if I ain't going to bed at 11 o'clock, oh, it's midnight, I'm going to be up at 3. I don't want to miss my time because we got to set appointed time to be in there because the Spirit was meeting me in there. And I didn't want to miss that time. And I would stay up. And my son would get up and say, Mom, you waking me up, because he had to go to school. He was his last year of high school. And I just had to cry out, God, what is this? And I felt the TV that didn't have a cord staring at me, watching me. And I told that kid, come back and get that TV, because it had energy coming from it that wasn't right. So, and he wasn't right at all. Demonic entity, another one. So I don't even say nothing to him when I see him. I act like he don't exist, because what he did don't exist. What he did, he shouldn't have done in my house. You don't bring nothing in my house that I don't approve of. And when I tell you to take it out, you take it to my garage. You don't do that. You disrespected me. Now you got to go. Then I try to still be nice to him. And he called himself setting me up. Oh, I already knew what time it was. So now I know what time it is. You a demon. You're an opposing energy. The only thing that's going to oppose good is evil. Because I was good to you. I cook for you every day. Letting you eat and stay in my house for free. My kids paid rent. $250. But you staying for free. It ain't giving me a ride but once a month or twice to go pick up some child support from Western Union. Yep, I did that. I'm got over on you. Yep, you were a demon who got over. What you did was put heaping coals on your head. What you did was solidify yourself to reap what you've sown. What you did is set us apart. And there will be no more prayer for you. I have none for you or your family. Because I used to pray, Most High God, take that from them. Give it to me. Because I was strong enough to go through it. I no longer have those prayers anymore. I don't give a damn what happens. You understand that? Because I have been taken through hell. And I ain't going through it no more and giving all my energy and praying for people like that and laying hands on. You are trading energy with the devil. You are allowing other entities to come into your vessel. Be careful of laying on of hands. Let them dogs die. Sleeping dogs lie, sleeping dogs die. Leave them alone. I have nothing to do with it. If I see him, I turn and go the other way. And not even for my offspring. I raised you well. I raised you well. You didn't want for shit. You had more than all your damn friends. But you want to act like you had a hard childhood. Lying wonder. You a lying demon. Your life wasn't hard. You don't have a clue what a hard life was. You ain't got a clue. So whatever you've done at your own will. You've done because you thought it was clever. You've done it because you thought it was funny. So if you got to reap what the hell you've sown, then that's just what you got to do. And I love you. And I'm going to shed a tear. I promise you I'm going to shed tears. But you were willing to sacrifice me. So just like in the Bible, my life compared to many, they want to imitate and cause me to go through this because the person went through this in the Bible. These demons all got together and they worked out a plan to take me through this and take her through that. Did you see her do that? She drank my piss. They peed in my apple juice. They did all kind of wondering, things they could do to me. But they're calling themselves a child of God. They're calling themselves good. They don't see no evil should come to them. They don't think anything should happen to them. And me speaking about it, I should be dealt with. Then deal with me, baby. Deal with me because I'm a chosen child of God. If you deal with me and you take me out, then that means that's what's going to happen to you. Bling, 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 bling. They want to keep my father from me and things like that. That's supposed to be funny. My father is disabled, had a stroke. And then when I try to go call him and see him, the little witch at the group home, the gatekeeper, because that's a gatekeeping demon, won't answer the phone and send it to voicemail and call me out my name and all kind of stuff. Just whip you with their tongue, disrespect you. So then when you say something that you really don't know why you said it, but you had a stroke, you tired, and you caught her, that she was acting like a bee, so I called her one, right? You wanted to be one? You doing the deeds like one? Gatekeeper? You're a demonic entity. And I wonder what church you go in. Probably wearing a bodycon dress for the pastor and the deacons and the musician to look at. These women all up in a holy, supposed to be a holy place. If you're sick coming to the church, ain't nobody getting well. They go in every Sunday. When you going to get healed? When you going to say you don't need this no more?